Have you ever considered sharing your ideas, your experiences, or your expertise with the world? Or maybe you have a passion which you want to turn into an online business. And the best way to do all of this is by creating a WordPress blog. And as a non-technical user myself, I cannot agree enough that for a beginner, it might sound like an overwhelming job to figure out what exactly you need to do to create your blog. Well, if that's what holding you back for creating your WordPress blog, then you are in luck today, because in this video, we are going to cover how you can create your own custom blog using WordPress and the most powerful page builder, that is Divi. And especially with the help of Divi AI, it's going to be easier than you think. Now, before we proceed, I would like to mention that all the tools, services, and plugins that we are going to use and recommend in this video, we have added the links for all of them in the video description below. So if you want to try any one of them, you can go ahead and check out the video description below, and there you will find link for everything. And some of these links might be our affiliate links. So if you do any purchase using them, it might give us a little bit of kickback, which is going to help this channel create more helpful and ad-free content just for you. So if that sounds interesting, then let's dive in. My name is Ankit and you're watching Elegant Themes YouTube channel, the makers of the Divi page builder. So let me first give you an overview what exactly we are going to cover in this video. First, we are going to take a look at how we can register our domain for our blog, and then we are going to take a look at how we can purchase our hosting plan and then configure WordPress on it, and then we are going to set up Divi theme on our WordPress setup, and then we are going to take a look at how we can create different templates and pages for our blog. And with that, we are also going to take a look at how Divi AI is going to streamline everything to make things much easier for us. So let's begin with the step number 1, and that is booking our blog domain. Now, your blog domain name is your primary online identity, which people are going to use to find your blog online. So before you go ahead and purchase your blog domain name, make sure you take few points in consideration. For example, make sure your domain name is sweet and simple so that it's easy to remember. Number 2, make sure you include your brand name in your domain name. But just in case if you are creating a very niche blog, then you can use a keyword in your domain name as well. And along with that, make sure you always go with the .com domain extension. And along with that, make sure you always try to get the .com domain extension first, which is again easy to remember for your audience and for the sake of brand and convenience. And most importantly, always book your domain from a reputed registrar like Namecheap, which offers a great service when it comes to domain booking and transfers. And along with that, they also have a wide range of domain extensions that you can choose from, just in case if .com is not available for your brand name. And most importantly, they offer free domain privacy, which means your contact information which you provide while booking your domain will always remains private, so that you won't receive any spam calls and emails. So if you want to check out latest deals and offers for booking your domain name through Namecheap, make sure you check out the link given in the video description below. And once you click on that link, you will land on the page like this, where you just need to search for your brand name like and then you can just hit search to check if the domain name is available or not. And if it is, you can simply go ahead and click on add to cart. And here we can see we are getting the domain for 1 year, and we are also getting the domain privacy for free of cost for lifelong. Which means whenever we renew our domain with Namecheap, our domain privacy will automatically get renewed at zero cost, which I believe is a great deal. And after that, you just need to confirm your order and do the payment. And once we have booked our domain, let's move on to step number 2, that is booking our web hosting. Now let's talk about the most important part of building a blog, and that is choosing your hosting company. You need to make sure that you have a reliable and rock solid hosting company so that your visitors will have a smooth experience. And for that, we always recommend to go with SiteGround. And here you can check their hosting plans, which starts with $2.99 per month, which is a great deal to begin with. And as your blog grows, you can easily upgrade to the higher tier of their plan. And once you choose your hosting plan, all you need to do is just proceed with the checkout and you will be done in no time. And then we will move on to our next step, that is installing WordPress on our hosting server. So after purchasing your hosting, you will land up on dashboard like this one. And in order to set up WordPress, we need to go to websites. And from here, we need to click on new website. And now we have three options. We can buy a domain from SiteGround itself, or we can connect our existing domain, which we have just purchased using Namecheap. So you can go with this option to connect your existing domain, or we can also choose a temporary domain to set up a temporary website to work on. So right now we are going to choose a temporary domain so that we can create a sandbox or a staging site to work on instead of working on a live domain. So let's go ahead and click on select, and it's going to assign a temporary domain name for our WordPress setup. So let's click on continue, and here it's going to ask us if you want to start a new website on this temporary domain or we want to migrate an existing project. So we are going to select the new website, and after that we get an option to install applications. So from here we are going to select WordPress, and here we need to enter the admin email ID. This will be the email address for the WordPress backend admin. And after that, we also have an option for password. So make sure you enter a strong password here, and make sure you note down that password in a safe place. And once we are done, we just need to click on continue. And here we have some special offers. So we can go ahead and skip this for now to start the setup process. Alright, so now it's going to take a few minutes to do all the backend stuff. And boom, we are done with our WordPress setup. And now we can visit our site front end, which looks like this with the default WordPress theme, which no way look like a blog. So we are going to customize that in just a few minutes. And along with that, we can also log in the backend using this quick link here. But we are not going to log in from here. We are again going back to websites option from the very top. And here we can see our temporary domain that we have just created, which is active right now. And we can choose this WordPress admin option, and this is going to take us to the WordPress backend. Right now it's showing the SiteGround welcome screen, so we can skip this wizard and we will directly land up in our WordPress backend. Now before we move ahead, let's do some basic settings in our WordPress backend. So right here from our WordPress dashboard, we first go to settings and then click on general. Now the first option we can see here is site title. So you can give your brand name here, or maybe you can add an SEO keyword that will be visible on the title bar of your web browser. And below that we also have a tagline for our website. So once again you can go with your brand tagline or maybe any SEO term. And after that, one of the most important setting that I would like to check is the time zone. So make sure you always correct the time zone from here depending upon your location. And you can also customize the date and time format. And once you are done with all this, just click on save changes. After that, I would like to go to permalinks. Let's click on this. And here we need to make sure that the permalink structure is set on post name. So if we select the post name option here, it's going to give us some clean URLs which are SEO friendly, as well as our users will be able to understand what page exactly they are on. So for example, if you create a new page like About Us, so your URL will be like your domain name /About Us. And same goes with any blog post. You will be able to generate some SEO friendly and clean URLs for your blog. And once again, once you are done, just click on save changes from here. After that, I would like to go to pages, and here we can see tools, and here we can see our sample page, and we also have a privacy policy page which is right now in draft. So for your blog as well, you might want to create some basic pages like this. So let's go ahead and add few pages here and see how it works. Right now we have the sample page. So right now we have this sample page. So we can go ahead and click on quick edit. And let's say I want to use this as my home page. So I will name the title as home. And I'm also going to change the URL slug as home as well. After that, just click on update. And let's say I want to create a page like About Us. So let's go ahead and click on add new page. And let's close this dialog box. And here I'll just type in the page as About Us. And we will leave the content area blank right now. Let's click on publish, and now we have our page ready. So let's click on the dashboard again, and here we have our page. So this is how you can create various pages for your site, and maybe you can add that in navigation menu. And with that, we move on to our post section. And here if we click on this, and this is the place where all our blog posts will be added. So if we want to create a new blog post, all we have to do is just click on add new post, and we will get our editor and we can type any content as we like. But we are going to cover that later in this video, and I'll also show you how you can use the very powerful Divi AI to generate some amazing looking blog posts. And here we can define various categories for our blog posts. For example, right now the default category is uncategorized. So we can go ahead and click on quick edit, and maybe we can name it as general and also change the URL slug and then click on update category. So now we have some better looking category name, and we can also add a new category. Let's say we type in news and we also give it a URL slug like this. And now we have a new category. Let's add another one. So depending upon your blog category, you can go ahead and create various categories here, and you can use all these blog categories as the navigation menu for your blog. And that we'll cover once we add our Divi theme. So let's come back to our dashboard. Now once we are done with the basic settings of our WordPress setup, we can now move on to the next step, that is installing the WordPress theme for our blog. And for this example, we are going to choose one of the most powerful theme, that is Divi. Divi is one of the most popular WordPress themes in the world, and for good reasons. Divi comes packed with features such as drag and drop visual builder that allows you to create beautiful websites on the front end without coding. It's also provide more than 200 design modules to build your blog, including blog module, image gallery, accordion, email opt-in forms, and much more. There is also a theme builder which lets you create your custom blog templates or maybe any page template that you want. And even you can create custom templates for various parts for your website or blog. Maybe you want to create a custom header or a custom footer or maybe a sidebar. All that can be done using Divi. Along with that, you can define your global color palette, styles, and elements that apply across your entire site. Which means once you set up the styling and structure of your website, that will stay consistent on all the pages. And the best part is, Divi is now powered by Divi AI, which is an onboard design assistant that can create engaging on-brand copy, generate lifelike images, write code, and create full web pages for you. We are definitely going to cover that in the later part of this video. So now let's go ahead and install Divi on our WordPress setup. And for that, we need to visit elegantthemes.com. And here, if we go to pricing, and here we can see the Divi Pro plan starts with $89 per year. But if you want to take the full advantage of the amazing features of Divi, then it's highly recommended that you go for Divi Pro, which comes with $277 per year. And with that, you will get the Divi theme builder, which you can use on unlimited website, and that comes with the Divi theme builder. And it also includes the Divi AI, Divi Cloud, as well as the Divi VIP support as well. And along with that, you can also check the Divi lifetime plans as well. And once you select your plan, just click on sign up today. And here you just need to create your account and do the checkout process, and you will be ready to go in no time. And at any point of time, if you have any questions or if you need any technical support, you can always visit the live chat support here, and you will get all your queries resolved in no time, all thanks to our super responsive support superheroes. And once you are done with the purchase, you will land up in the members area. And here you will see the section for themes and plugin. And here you can download the Divi theme, which also comes with the Divi builder in it. And it's going to download a zip file for Divi, which we need to upload in our WordPress backend. And in order to install this theme, we need to go to Appearance and then click on Themes. And here we need to click on Add New Theme. And then go to Upload Themes and then choose the zip file that we have just downloaded. And once we select the file, let's click on Install Now. And after that, we just need to click on Activate, and boom, we now have Divi theme installed and activated on this WordPress setup. And now we can just go ahead and remove these other themes. So let's click on Theme Details and click on Delete, because we are not going to use them anyway. So let's get rid of all of them. Alright, so now the only theme we have here is Divi. Now the next step is to enter our license key for Divi. So for that, we need to come back here in our Divi members area. And here on the top right corner, we have the account section. And from here, we need to scroll down to username and API key. Let's click on this. And here we can see our username and API keys. So first we need to copy the username. So let's click on this and it will get copied automatically. And now if we come back here in our WordPress backend, in order to activate our Divi license, we need to go to Divi option here at the bottom left corner and then click on theme options. And here we need to jump on to the last tab, that is updates. And here we need to enter our username. So let's paste it here. And now for the API key, we just need to click on this and it will again get copied. And let's come back to our WordPress backend and paste our API key here. And after that, we also have a version rollback option. So just in case at any point of time you want to roll back to a previous version, you can always use this option. But right now, in order to activate our license, we just need to click on Save Changes and boom, we have now activated our Divi license. Now just to mention here, if you are using Divi on more than one site, then make sure you generate a new key every time for a new website so that it'll be easy for you to manage all your websites. And for better understanding, you can always add a label to your API key. Alright, so now our Divi license is activated. We can now come back to the General tab and here we can see a lot of options available. Now don't get overwhelmed with all these options. They are all pretty straightforward and with that you will be able to customize each and every aspect of your website. Now if you want to deep dive and understand each and every settings, we have a complete step-by-step guide for you that we will link in the video description below. So you can go through that and you will be able to understand what exactly each option does. Alright, so we are done with our basic WordPress setup. We have installed Divi theme and now if we go in the blog post section, here we have added some dummy content as well. So if we go ahead and take a look at this post in the front end, this is nothing just but some sample blog post with some random images here and there just to fill up the page. And now we are going to use the Divi theme builder to design everything on this page. And if you click on this logo here to go back to the home page, right now we are just showing our blog posts on the home page of this site, which we are now going to change. So first, let's go ahead and assign a page which will act as the home page of this site. So we will come back here in our WordPress backend. And here in pages, we have already created a home page. So we are going to assign this as the home page of our website. And if we open this in the front end, it's nothing but just a blank page. So from the WordPress backend here, we go to settings and then click on reading. And from here, for the home page displays, we go ahead and select a static page. And for home page, we are going to select our page, which is named as home. So let's select this and we can also assign a page for our blog post, but it's not mandatory. We can simply add our blog post on any page and show that in navigation menu. And that's what we are going to cover in just a few minutes. So right now our home page is assigned. Let's go ahead and click on Save Changes. And now if I refresh the home page, this is going to show this blank page here. Now the next step is to customize our header, especially this navigation menu. So we come back here in our backend and if you remember, we have created different post categories. We are going to use them as our primary navigation menu so that it's easy for our blog readers to navigate through different categories of our blog. So in order to create our navigation menu, we need to go to Appearance, then click on Menus. And here we first need to give the name for the navigation menu that we are going to create. So let's call it Top Menu. And then we will choose the primary menu as the display location. Let's click on Create Menu now. And now it's time to add our post categories into this top menu. So we go to Categories and View All and then select all these categories and then Add to Menu. Alright, so we now have these three categories added. We can also add pages here. So let's say we add home, the front page of this blog, and click on Add Menu. So now in our primary navigation menu, we have home link and we also have the post categories. So now let's go ahead and click on Save Changes. And if we refresh one more time, so this is how our new primary navigation looks like. We have the home page, we have the blog categories, and we have the search icon. Alright, so now it's time to design our home page. Now let's say we are creating a fashion blog. So let's go ahead and redesign our home page to make it look like a fashion blog. So for that, once again, we go to Pages. And here we have our home page. Let's click on Edit. And from here, we have an option to edit this page using Divi Builder. So let's click on this. And this is going to give us three options. First is built from scratch. So we can use all the rows and columns and various elements from the Divi page builder to create this page from scratch. Or we can choose the pre-made layout from the huge library from the Divi page builder. Along with that, we also have an option to build this page from scratch using the Divi AI. But right now we are going to create this page using the pre-made layout from the Divi library. So let's click on Browse Layouts. And here we can see various categories of layouts that we can choose from. And here we have the quick preview of the layout packs. And just to mention, it says 368 layout packs and more than 2,690 layouts that you can use to create any kind of website. So the chances are from this huge library of Divi layouts, you will be able to create any type of website. If you want to be able to find the exact match what you are trying to build, then surely you are going to find a layout which will look very close to what you are trying to build. And then you can just import it on your page and you will be able to edit that using the Divi page editor. So right now, as we are building this blog as a fashion blog, so let's type in fashion in the search bar. So here we have fashion style homepage. So let's click on this. And we can also see other pages inside this same layout pack. And it also got a page layout for blog as well, which we are definitely going to check out later on. But right now, this is how the homepage layout looks like. You can click on View Live Demo to open up this layout in a new tab. So this is how it looks. We have our logo, we have our navigation menu on the right hand side, and here we have a big bold hero section. And below that we have different call to action, and below that we have a section for about the author, and below that we have a video call to action and a clean looking footer as well. So let's close this. And now in order to use this layout on our home page, we just need to click on Use this layout button here. And this is going to start the import process. And during this process, it's also going to ask us to import the presets. So let's go ahead and click on import. And this is just going to take a few seconds and it will be done. All right, so now we have imported our template successfully. And right now we are inside the Divi Visual Builder. And this whole Visual Builder is controlled by sections. Under that, we have rows, which we can divide into different columns, and under that we have different modules. So for example, this is a text module, and if you want to change anything here, we just need to click on this and we can just start typing. So that's how easy it is to edit any text with the Divi Visual Builder. And if you scroll down, we have these 3-column layout where we have these images. So let's say we want to replace this image. So let's click on this image module. And in order to open the settings panel, we have this wrench icon here. So let's click on this. So this is going to open up the module setting option. And this is divided into 3 tabs: Content, Design, and Advanced. So for this image module, under Content section, we have an option for image. So we can use this if you want to replace this image. Or we can also choose this AI option to generate an image using Divi AI. That we are going to cover once we write our blog post, and we will see how we can generate images for our blog posts. And there are a lot of other options that you can play around with. And once you are done, you just need to click on this green button here to save the changes. And now let's say you want to enter the settings for this text module. Once again, we just need to click on this wrench icon here and we will enter the setting panel for this text module. Now I like my setting module to stick in the left hand side of my screen, but you can go ahead and detach this and drag anywhere on the page if you like. But I prefer it to keep it on the left hand side, so it will stick like this so that I will get a clear view of my website. And once you are done, we just need to click on Save Changes and we can go ahead and design our page as we want. Now if you want to add a new section, all we have to do is just use this blue color plus sign. Let's click on this. If you want to include a regular section or a specialty or a full width section, or we want to add something from the Divi library. So right now, if you go ahead and choose regular, and then we can select the row style. So we can choose a single column, double column, or any other structure. So we can design our entire page like this. And you can just go ahead and edit any element on this page by simply clicking on it. And also, once you are done with all the changes here, just click on save and all the changes will be saved. Now this is the footer from the layout pack that we have imported, and if we scroll down a little bit more, this is the footer of our entire website. So whatever page we are going to create, this footer will be included automatically. Or in other words, we can say that this is our global footer. But of course, we don't want to use this footer on our website. We want to use this clean looking footer on every page. So in order to use this particular section as our global footer, we can go ahead and copy this from here. So I'll just click on this three dots and then click on copy section. And now I can just remove it from here because I'm going to replace this global footer. So right now, let's go ahead and click on save to save all the changes we made on the home page. And then we can just exit the visual builder to come back here in the front end of this page. So this is how our home page looks like. We have removed the footer that we have imported from the layout pack. Now we are going to replace this global footer. So in order to create our custom footer, we need to go back in the WordPress backend and we go to Divi and then click on theme builder. And here we have the default website template. And here we have our global header, body, as well as the global footer. So now let's go ahead and create a global footer. And we got two options here, build global footer or add from library. So right now we have already copied our section that we want to use as our footer. So let's go ahead and build it from scratch. So we click on build global footer from here. And this is going to open this blank canvas for us. And now we can go ahead and import anything here to create our footer. So right now I'm just going to right click on this and then I'm going to use this option paste section. So this is going to paste the section that we have just copied. So let's click on that and boom, we now have our website footer ready. So we can get rid of this first section which got created by default. So let's remove this. And now we just need to click on these three dots at the bottom and then click on save to save our changes. And now let's click on this close icon here to go back to our Divi theme builder. And here we can see we have a green bar, which means we have created a custom template for our global footer. And finally, we just need to click on save changes here. And now our global footer should be reflecting on every page. So let's test that out. So once again, we are on the home page. We have our global header and below that we have the home page that we got from our layout pack. And if we scroll down a little bit more, we now have our global footer from the layout pack itself. And as you can see, our old global footer is no more visible. Now if we click on any other page, let's say we click on general category here, this is how the default blog page looks like. And once again, if we scroll down at the very bottom, it's showing our custom footer. So just like our global footer, we can create our global header, our body area, and using the same theme builder, we can create our blog page as well as our blog archive page. So right now, this is how our blog archive page looks like. So let's go ahead and customize that using the same Divi theme builder. So once again, in order to customize our blog archive page, we need to come back here in the Divi theme builder. And here we need to click on add new template. Let's click on this and we need to select build new template option. Let's click on this. And here we got a lot of options that we can choose from. And as mentioned before, using all these template types, we can customize each and every page of our website. So that's the power of Divi theme builder. But right now we want to create a template to customize our blog archive pages. So here we are going to choose all category pages. So this template will only target the category archive pages. And once that is selected, we just need to click on create template. And here if you notice, it's also getting our global footer added by default. So this is going to use the same footer that we have customized here for the default website template. But that's not mandatory. If you want to create a new footer for our blog archive page, we can simply remove it from here and we can design a new template that will be only visible on the blog archive page. But right now we will leave it as it is. And in order to do all the customization in the body part of our category archive page, we just need to click on here, add custom body. and it's going to ask us again if we want to build custom body or add something from the library. So this time we are going to choose add from library. So let's click on this. And once again, we have our fashion stylist pack. If we click on this, here we have this blog page. So this is how it looks. We have a big bold heading. We have our blog archive here. And below that, we also have our newsletter box. So we click on use this layout. And once again, it's going to take a few seconds to import everything on our page, or I should say in our template. So now it's done, and if we click on this pencil icon, we can go ahead and dive into the Divi builder, and once again we can edit every element on this page. So on this page we have our blog archive. So here if we click on this settings icon, it's going to open up our blog setting panel, and here we can customize all the settings. So let's say we don't want to include all category, we can just select current category here. So if in case we are inside a particular category, it's going to load the post for that particular category only. And after that we have various other options that we can customize. So if you don't want to show post excerpt here, you can simply turn it off, and let's keep the excerpt length as 0, so it'll be gone. After that, we also have post offset numbers. So if you want to offset any post, you can enter the number here and that will be gone. After that, we have elements. Here you can choose if you want to show feature image, read more button. So you can turn on and off everything from here. So let's say we don't want to use the read more button, and let's say we want to keep it very clean. And here you can also customize if you want to show author or any other metadata or not. So you can go through all these options and customize the look and feel of this template, and all the options are pretty straightforward. And once we are done, we can click on this green button here to save our changes, and then we can close this box and click on save and exit to save all the changes we made in this template. And now we just need to click on save changes to finally save all the changes we made in our new template. Let's come back here in the front end, and now if we go in any post category, like let's say we click on general, this is how our post archive page looks like. Now we only have 2 posts in this category, so that's why it's showing 2 posts here. If we click on any other post category like this one, once again it's showing the post only that are posted in the news category. If we try the third one, again we get 2 different posts which are only posted under the stories category that we have clicked here. So this is how we can create a custom template for our blog archive page. But if we click on any of these blog posts here, this is still showing the default theme layout. So let's go ahead and customize this. So once again, we come back here in our Divi theme builder. We will again click on new template, and this time we will choose build new template from here. And then we will select all blog posts, as we are creating a custom template for all the blog posts. And with that selected, let's click on create template. And now we have our new template ready for all the blog posts. Once again, we will click on add custom body from here. And now we again get the 2 options. We can build from scratch, or maybe we can add something from our library. But this time, let's go ahead and build the custom body from scratch. Click on this. And once we click on this, it's going to take us back into this blank canvas where we are free to design any layout as we want. So let me just try to quickly show you how you can design your custom blog post layout. But if you want to deep dive into how you can create this custom post layout, we have a complete tutorial where we have covered everything step by step. We will link all that in the video description below. So right now, as we have this blank canvas, so we can start with this section. And if we click on the settings for this section, in the content tab we have the background option. Let's open this, and if we go to the background image tab here, we got 2 options. Either we can choose AI to generate a static image using AI, or we can choose a dynamic link. So we will click on this, and we will choose the first option, that is featured image. So let's click on this, and it's going to use the feature image for any blog as the background of our section. And after that, we can just play around with all the settings. So let's click on save from here, and under this section, let's go ahead and click on new row. And let's add a single row here, and then we will add text. So we will add the text module, and instead of this sample text, we will remove everything. And once again, we have this dynamic link icon here. And for this one, we are going to choose post and archive title. So this is going to display the blog post title here. And now we can go ahead and do the styling in the design section. So we go to text. So we will change the font weight as bold, and maybe we can increase the size if we want, like this one. And we will align this to center. And once we are satisfied with the design, we can simply click on Save Changes. And below that, we can now add a new section, which will be a regular section. And we will choose a 2-column layout so that on the right hand side, we can show our blog content. And on the right hand side, we can add a simple author bio. So on the left hand side, let's add a new module, that is post content. So here we can see our post content will look like this. So this is just showing the dummy content here. And now on the right hand side, if we click on this plus icon, we can add a new module. So first we are going to search for image. So let's click on this. And once again, for the image, let's remove everything. And we are going to choose the dynamic link again. And we are going to use author profile picture. So this is going to pull the author image dynamically from the backend. And once again, we have various options that you can play around with. But right now, I'm just showing you how things are done. And you can just play around with all these options to customize it as per your blog requirement. So once we are done after this image, let's click on Save Changes. And after this image, let's say we add another module, let's say text. And let's remove all the content from here. And with the dynamic link, we now choose the option for post author. So this is going to show the post author name. So we can also enter before and after this name. So if you want to add something like written by, so this is going to show written by the author name. So you can add any pre or post text here. So I'm just going to make it a little bit simpler. So I'll just type in by, which is going to take a little bit less space. And if we go in the design tab and here in the text, we can again choose styling for the typography. So I'm just going to align this in center, and I'm going to do the same for the image as well. Let me just click on this, click on settings. And if we go in design, I'm going to align this in center as well. Now let's click on Save Changes. And after this, I'm going to add another block. Once again, we are going to use the text module here and remove everything. And we are going to again use the dynamic link. And this time we are going to use author bio. So let's click on this. So this is going to pull the author bio from the backend of this site. So make sure you have an author bio added in the user profile. So once we are done, we again go back to design, text, and we are again going to align everything in center. Let's click on Save Changes. So this is how our blog template will look like. And maybe at the very bottom, we can add another section. We will use the regular one and single column. And here we're going to use the post navigation so that we can navigate to previous or the next post right from the current blog post. In the same way, if we add a new section and again we will choose a single column row, we can also choose blog module from here. This is going to fetch all the blog posts, but we don't want it like this. We want a grid which we can use as the related post section. So here we will choose the post count as maybe 3, and we will choose the category as current category only so that you will get the related post from the same category only. And here we will hide the post excerpt, remove the excerpt length. And if we go in the design, we choose the layout and we are going to choose the grid layout. So it's going to show the grid for our blog post, which we can use as the related posts. So with that, we will just click on Save Changes, and here we can add a text and we will call it related posts. And if we go in the design, and maybe we can increase the size a little bit. And again, align this to center. Let's click on save changes and let's move it above our post grid like this one. So this is how we can use this blank canvas to design our complete blog post template. Now this one is not a perfect design by any mean. I just wanted to show you the possibilities that how you can create any custom design for your blog posts. So right now I'm just going to click on these three dots and click on save changes so that we can save the template that we have just created. And let's close this template editor and we are back in our Divi theme builder. And finally, let's click on save changes to save the template that we have just created. And now it's time to see how it looks in the front end. So this is how our old blog post template looks like. Let's go ahead and refresh it now. This is how the new one looks. So as I mentioned before, this was not the perfect one. We definitely can change the color of our title here, and maybe we can add some background overlay to make our title a little bit pop up. So once again, you can do all the customization for this blog template as per your design requirements. Now let me show you how you can use the Divi AI to create any page for your website. So we have just created our homepage using the pre-made templates from the Divi library. Now let's see how we can use the Divi AI to create any kind of page for our website. So you can create static pages like home, about us, or contact page, or you can also create dynamic layouts like archive page or any blog post layout. All can be done using Divi AI. So let me show you how that is done. So let's say we go to pages and here we create a new page where we want to show all the blog posts at one place. So we call it all posts. So just to give it a name, let's go ahead and save draft for this. And let's go ahead and use Divi Builder. And now we got three options again. So this time we are going to choose Build with AI. So let's generate the layout. And here we need to describe what we want to create. And I've just given a very basic information here, but the more descriptive you can get or the more information you will input, the better output it will generate. And after this, we can also tell the Divi AI about our website so that it will get the context of our design or the theme of our design for which we need to create this page. So let me just go ahead and enter the description as well. So once again, just entering some basic information here to see how it works. After that, we have an option for customize font and colors. So you can choose any option for headings, body tags, and all the things that you want to customize about fonts and color for this page. But right now we will leave everything as it is and then click on generate layout. So now it's going to work in the backend and going to take a few seconds to generate our layout. So this is the page generated by the Divi AI. Here we got a big hero section. And of course, we can go ahead and update the images for this one. And if we scroll down here, we have a carousel for our blog post. So this is taking the information right from our blog post itself. So this one looks really beautiful. And after this, we have the blog categories that we can customize. And below that, we also have a newsletter subscription box. And below that, we have a big call to action section. So this one looks pretty neat and we can definitely go ahead and use this for creating a specific page for showcasing our blog post. Or maybe we can use this as our blog archive page. So this is how we can use Divi AI to create any kind of layout, maybe for your static pages or maybe any archive or post layout page. Alright, so now we are done with all the templates for our blog. It's time to dive in and start writing the blog posts. And here's the point where you can use the superpowers of Divi AI. Let me show you how you can use Divi AI to write your blog posts. So from our WordPress backend, we go to posts. And let's say we want to add a new post, and let's say we want to write a blog post about how to brew coffee at home. As simple as that. And let me just click on save draft, and let's go ahead and use our Divi builder to create the content for this blog post. And once again, we got three options. We can start from scratch, we can choose our pre-made layout, and we can use the AI to build the entire blog post. Now, right now, we don't want the designing to be done by Divi AI. We only want the content part of it. So for this one, we are going to choose build from scratch. So we click on start building And here we are using our single blog post template, and this is the section where all the content will go in. So in order to add a new content here, we just need to click on this plus icon so that we can add a new row, and inside that we are going to add a text module. So let's click on this, and it's going to load some sample content here. We are going to remove everything. And now we have an option for AI in this. Let's click on this, and it says write with AI. So let's select that. And here we first need to choose what type of content you want to write. So from here we need to choose blog post if you want to write the entire blog post. And after that we have an area where we can type in the information or give the instruction to the AI what exactly we want to include in our blog post. Now, just to give you the quick example of how Divi AI works for writing the blog post, I have given a very simple instruction. It's highly recommended that you give the input as descriptive as possible. Now, we have created a separate video where we took a deep dive into how to use Divi AI to write blog posts and various content for your website. So once again, I'm going to leave the link for that in the video description below. So make sure you go ahead and watch this video after watching this one to learn more about how you can use Divi AI to write the complete blog post as well as other content for your website. So right now with this simple instruction, I'm going to choose added context. So I'm just going to choose no context here. And if we click on guide me, we can also enter other information. So we can choose the tone, or maybe we can use the keyword that it must include. We can also give the length of the content that we want. So you can provide all these inputs here. And once we click on generate text, it's going to take a few seconds and your entire blog post will be ready. Here we can see our entire blog post. So if I click on use this text, it's going to show me the entire blog post that is written. And of course, we can do all the styling and formatting here. And along with the text, we can also choose images. So let's say I just click on save changes here. And along with this text module, I want to add image here. And once again, we have an option for AI in the image as well. So if I click on this, I can choose generate with AI. And it's going to ask me the style of photo that I want to generate. So I want a real photo. So I'll just select the first option, that is photo. And below this, I just need to give the image description, or we can say we need to give the image prompt to let the AI know what exactly we want to create. And below this, we have an option for reference image. So we can upload an image to give a quick reference. And then we have an option to choose the aspect ratio. So we have square, landscape, portrait, and a custom size as well. So I'm just going to choose landscape for this example. And for the image description, I'm just going to write a very simple prompt. So with this simple prompt, let's go ahead and click on generate and see what we get here. Alright, so it generated some pretty cool images. So I'm just going to select this one and click on use this image. And boom, we now have a very clean and professional image for our blog post. So this is how we can use the very powerful Divi AI to generate the entire blog post or any image inside our post. Alright, so after creating all the post templates, pages, and content for your blog, now it's time to focus on other tools that you can add in your blog to increase its functionality and usability. And these tools are added in form of plugins in your WordPress blog. In simple words, you can say that if you want to add any functionality or additional feature in your blog or on your website, chances are you will be able to find a plugin in the WordPress repository for that. And no matter what kind of blog you are creating, there are certain plugins that you should definitely consider adding in your blog. For example, you definitely need an SEO plugin, and for that, we always recommend Rank Math. So if you are serious about organic traffic on your blog, then SEO is crucial for getting your blog discovered online. And plugins like Rank Math can help you optimize your content with relevant keywords and improve readability and generate XML sitemaps for search engines. Along with that, you cannot go wrong with a security plugin to save your website from hackers. Plugins like Solid Security and WP Activity Log are great options to add two-factor authentication and monitoring activities and protecting your website from hackers. After that, you should also consider adding a contact form in your blog post so that your visitors can get in touch with you easily. And plugins such as WP Form provides a simple drag and drop editor to build all type of forms including registration, login and contact as well. Now the next type of plugins that you should definitely consider adding in your blog is image optimization plugin. Now while working on your blog, you will soon realize that you are going to use a lot of images. But if you go ahead and upload a very large image on your blog, it's going to hurt your website user experience, and in result you are going to lose search rankings as well. So it's very important that you consider adding an image optimization plugin as well. For example, plugins like EWWW Image Optimizer and Short Pixel optimize your images without sacrificing quality and ensuring fast loading pages and smoother user experience. And in the end, I'm sure you want to track your blog visitors, and you also want to know what are the pages that are bringing most traffic for your blog and what are the keywords on which your blog is ranking in search engine. And to get all this information, you need to add analytics on your WordPress blog. And for that, you can either add Google Analytics plugin or you can use plugins like Monster Insights. So this is how you can use Divi to create amazing looking blogs. If you like this video, then make sure you give it a like and make sure you check out the link in the video description to learn more about all the tools and plugins that we use and recommended in this video. And if you want to watch more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you can get notified whenever we upload our next video. That's it for this one, and I'll see you in the next video.